Yo, welcome back. Hope y'all are doing very well. Now today, 3 trades, but I'm only counting 2 trades. Now there was this execution, which is a short. I will go over why I took it and why I exited fast as fuck. Now proceed to stop break even, then another break even trade. Now ideally, I didn't really want to take this trade. I would have held this trade until I got broke even or stopped in profit. But ended up getting this random 10 a.m. Random 10 a.m. open, which did this random drag down. It did not do it on NASDAQ at all. If you was to look, and we go to NASDAQ, this is a 10 a.m. candle. Now, sometimes the micros do divergence shit like that and cooks you out of your position, and that's just what the game comes with at this point. Can't do a damn thing about it. Now, no executions today, but they will always be on my TikTok and my Instagram, so go follow those if you haven't already, and those will be linked inside of the description. Now let's go over our pre-market analysis. We had doubling daily cycle at the lows, and we had a daily cycle sequential SMT at the highs. So now our daily power of 3 have a protected low and a potential protected high. Now from here, it was just where is our draw and where this structure tell us which draw that we're going to go to. Now, when we came into right before open around 8:30, we were accumulating at our high a day, which we just took, which was a devil's mark. I ideally wanted to trade into that as I saw it devil's mark overnight, but hey, London already did it, so now we're just in this accumulation range, wanting to see what this price really wants to do for the most part. Let me come back. 8:45 is good. Reload. Alright, bet. I don't know where this is. One today. My bad. I went back way too far. Thursday. And is y'all gonna go faster than this or no? Oh damn, I fucked it up. Alright, hold on. Alright, right here. Okay, so this is our high of day right here. What was our high day? Right there. Basically was our opening devil's mark. We were just accumulating around here. So from here, I had 2 different ideas. That is for us to just open up, spool higher, take out this previous day high, which would have made weekly cycle sequential SMT to support overall shorts for the rest of the day. Previous day highs. Let me throw this over here. Daily open. So that was the idea. Open up, spool higher, shoot lower for the rest of the day. For shorts, or we could have just got straight bearish structure, trade it into our overnight range, 50%. And then we could have possibly seen longs from there, trade lower, then higher, or come up, so we just high, and then just trade lower for the rest of the day. Now, ideally, for any sort of shorts, I really wanted to see previous day highs to get swept before we decided to fall over, or at least our high day once more, as it will be considered engineered. It will be initial Judas higher, taking out important liquidity to then trade lower. Now from here, where do we sit within price? Still just accumulated for the most part. and we proceeded to start trading lower, and then we just did this random shot up, still waiting for whatever side of structure will play out. Boom, 30-minute. Get ready. Market opens. Judas is higher. YM pumps up crazy. ES does a slight pull down, a slight Judas lower, then shoots higher. But NQ proceeds to just trade lower from here. No macro cycle sequential SMT at these highs, so I wouldn't even consider taking a short at all. Price proceeds to trade lower and forms that macro cycle. So now I'm looking for overall longs to our higher day, as we did not sweep neither one of these draws like I wanted to for shorts. This is our higher day, as well as there was a new day opening gap down here. So what did I really want to see? For us to trade potentially into this new week opening gap and then shoot up higher from it, since it was so close. 40 points. Now from here, a couple of people got faked out on these longs. Simply not enough bullishness within this candle to indicate for us to V-tape from here, as well as we didn't even hit 50% when this candle was here, so we still wasn't in the overall discount. We were just getting there a little bit. Now from here, there was a long setup. I did not take it. I hesitated from this change in state. Why? I needed a 40-point stop loss. I would have had to afford that. Now I could have took it down here within this candle off a 15-minute change in state of delivery. I did not notice it until after price started to run, as well as we were close to our Q3, which could have caused us to pump up a little bit, trade lower, tap the gap, and then actually do the run. Now I waited for that ideal scenario. Why? Because yesterday I ended up getting stopped out, and then our trade actually ended up running in basically the same scenario. But I have to realize not every day will be the same, as well as in this case we have a very strong rejecting bullish candle, as well as our change of state right there. Could have took this long. This candle showing us lots of bullishness with this wick, and a nice bullish close for the most part, as well as prices overall still very much bullish, and longs are higher probable. I had to realize that as well, that longs are higher probable. The shorts that I took yesterday were automatically lower probable. Why? Because our higher time frame is very bullish. But we end up V-taping it. Should never have hesitated, but it is what it is. V-tape. Now I'm gonna close this position. Now right here, this is the short position that y'all actually end up seeing. There was microcycle sequential, daily cycle at the highs. Then we had this pullback, shorted right here roughly, boom, targeting this low. But for the most part, why? Because this is just this low. It's a time-based low. But overall, this was a terrible trade, and I realized that midway. Why is this a terrible trade? Our high day is sitting right there. Overall price is very, very much bullish, and our 30-minute power 3 has a protected low with this microcycle sequential SMT. There's no reason for us to trade even lower into this low. It's just to trade back higher, essentially. So, what did price do? It came down. Once I saw this within this candle, I realized it instantly went break even, and then get stopped on this candle. Proceeded to take a long from right here, why did I take a long from right here? Now these two candles had SMT right between them. We tap into a new week opening gap. Let me turn this off. Tap into a new week opening gap. Well, we broke through it, retap into it, rejected from it. Well, a nice bullish candle, as well as overall prices very much bullish. And then our high day was right there, and our high of week was pretty close as well. So I was really just looking for us to continue to show lots of bullishness and for us to just distribute to these highs without a problem, with little to no retracements to this previous day highs. What did the price end up doing? Boom. This was our 10 a.m. open. I wouldn't break even right here. Oh shit, I forgot it hits the position out fully. Let me actually go back then. Oh shit, all right, that's cool. Put it down here. But actually, yeah, let me keep it like that. Boom, wouldn't break even right here because the 10 a.m. open. 10 a.m. open actually wigged me out crazy. It was no news, no nothing. So I was not expecting this candle at all. Caught me by lots of surprise, and I checked on NQ and it did this divergent bullshit. But it is what it is. So I was just looking for another trade to continue to these previous day highs. Didn't want to just re-enter because we could have easily came down, retab this, take out this wick, then trade it back higher. But instead, what did we do? Just did slight pullback, traded higher, bought one more time, SL at this low, SMT with this low, and put my take profit at these previous day highs. Let price run and do its thing. Start shooting up. Was gonna go break even right here, but I realized we were tapping into our 10 a.m. open, so I wasn't too worried about it. And a lot of people like to trade key opens like that. I used to, so I just used it as another confluence for a protected place to potentially go break even, or for price to tab it one more time and then shoot higher. Now from here, okay, bitch ass fly. From here, we created a failure swing, and I just decided to go break even within this next candle. Once we started trading up, I just went break even and cut my position because it was showing more bearishness, as well as the long was in a premium. So I was just like, hey, I will wait for a retracement of 50% of this range we have created and a microcycle sequential SMT, so I can relong to these previous day highs, and that would have been my last trade, counting that as 3 trades rather than 4 trades. Why? Because I did not count this short, as it was a clear terrible trade to take, and I will restate why it was a terrible trade. Because what? High day right there, previous day highs right there, clear bullishness with this V tape showing that, hey, price, the actual draw overall is our previous day highs. That's the overall distributing draw of our daily power 3, and we already have our manipulation at the low of our daily power 3. There was no reason for us to proceed to trade lower into this low, then trade higher, or trade all the way down here. Why? There's no protected high on this daily power of 3 anymore. Well, there was at the time, but still too close to overall draws. It just made more sense that we opened manipulated lower, then shot higher, did a slight retracement as overnight did the move to our higher day, did that retracement since because of that, and then proceeds to trade back higher. As well as my longs, the initial longs that I took, like I said before, I was just looking for pure distributions. Didn't get it, is what it is. Took 2 break evens. Now from here, I was looking for a 50% retracement for our 4-hour power 3, form microcycle sequential at the lows and then to trade higher from it. But instead, price edges 50% to the tick, retaps our new week opening gap, forms no microcycle sequential at the lows at all, and proceeds to just trade higher for the rest of the day. So I had no entry at all to get inside these longs. Now, some might ask, oh, why didn't you just enter once you saw the bullishness in the market? That's not a part of my entry criteria. Not all money is good money as well. So you don't just take trades when your model's not fully there. That's how you get burnt a lot of the times. As well as, like I said before, not all money is good money. Taking this without a microcycle sequential would have just leaded me to have a lot of anxiety, because like, oh, we could still come down, sweep this, and then give me the real model entry. So it would have given me a lot of anxiety just sitting in this trade. Kind of would make me feel like, yo, I really hope this goes up there. So it would lead to a lot of emotions and trying to manage the trade. So it was nothing else for me to take from there at all. At least my entry, at least my model wise, nothing else was there. So it was as simple as that today. Just pure power of 3. Very good power of 3. Opens up right here. Devil's mark. Trades lower. New day opening gap. Daily cycle sequential at the lows. V tape during London. Take out this higher day once more. Accumulates. Manipulates at open. Then proceeds to distribute for the rest of the day. Ideally, we wanted to see pure distributing candles with nice SVGs being formed, but wasn't so clean of price today. But it is what it is. It very much is what it is. That's how simple it was today. Hopefully tomorrow and the rest of the week starts to clean up, because so far I took 1 loss and 3 break evens this week. Ideally, it would have been 2 break evens, but as y'all saw, I got fucked by that random candle on MNQ, which is unfortunate, but it happens when you're trading this asset instead of regular NQ. But tomorrow, hopefully, we can get an overnight trade of this high, boom, and then proceed to trade lower for the rest of the remaining week. Ideally, that would be very nice in my opinion, especially since if we look at our daily, we still have just straight bullish candles. We haven't had a bearish candle since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, basically 10 days ago. Not a single bearish daily candle, which is funny to think about. As well as we still have a unmitigated, well, not unmitigated, we have a unbalanced range still all the way up here. So start to see a reversal soon, which will be very nice, but I'm not praying for it. If we get it, we get it. If not, then what are we likely to do? We're likely to just trade lower overnight and then trade back higher like we did today. But yeah, hopefully this slow week proceeds to quicken up and give very much clean setups for the rest of the week, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer. Hope y'all had a beautiful trading day. Hope y'all was able to make some profit. And yeah, y'all stay safe.